I believe that when you were asked by a charming member of my team, how many grandchildren do you have, Prue? Your answer was, I don't know. Ask me again in the morning. I'll just try and count them. Is that true?
Well, I can never remember whether it's 11 or 12, but it's one of, I think it's 11.
But some of them are by your husband.
Yes, 5 of them are mine.
Right.
And the rest are his. And I mean, it's a very interesting question, this, because I think I've been tremendously lucky because
Wow, we can actually see all of them. There are a heck of a lot of you there around that table.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to name all of them. I think that'd be much too difficult.
That was when we all went, the whole lot of us, to Val d'Isere skiing, and we had, so they had the whole lot.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. So what do you think about should you be looking after them to save your children money?
You know, sometimes I don't think you've got any option. If your children are really strapped, you will step in. I've been incredibly lucky because my daughter is married to a writer and director who works at home a lot. Yeah. So he's at home. And my son is married to a really terrific mum. And she has a mother who is the perfect grandmother. Right. When our mutual grandson was asked at school to talk on Grandmother's Day about his grandparents, he basically said that his other grandmother was the best granny in the world, and she did this, that, and the next, everything she does for them. And when he came to me, she said, "Well, she's on telly."
I've got the feeling that mine might say that about me. Although I must say, I do love hanging out with them. I really, really love it. But I am always whizzing off to work. Yeah. I'm often not around or not available or whatever it is. Yeah. And I feel a really good dollop of guilt about it, I must say.
I feel a tiny bit of guilt, but it is pretty tiny because I honestly think that they're fine. And when I am with them, we have a wonderful time, and I absolutely adore having them. And fortunately, my husband has realised that the way to bribe them to come to our house all the time is to have lots of dangerous toys in the garden.
Oh, yes, like
so
what?
Little quad bikes and baby motorbikes and lots of things that go very fast. And the children absolutely love that, so they turn. So that's the bribery.
I've got a mini tractor in mind.
That's it.
That is really excellent. That has a sort of a forklift thing on it. That's perfect. Absolutely magnificent. I know exactly what you mean. Lure them over with great toys. It is a really good way of doing it. We're joined now by Jeanette. Now, Jeanette was crowned Great British Grandparent of the Year last year in 2024. Jeanette, how great to have you on the show. Welcome. What did it take to be crowned Great British Grandparent? What did you impress them with?
Don't know.
You don't know? Well, you must have had to tell them some stuff about being a grandparent.
Oh, my granddaughter was on the phone. She told them all about my way I looked after the boys when my daughter died.
Oh, I see.
And I looked after the twins when they were only 12 when my daughter died, so I had to look after them.
Oh, I see.
You know, so it's quite a sad story, really.
It is, isn't it? But tell me about stepping in that way and raising the next generation. Obviously, you had these very, very difficult circumstances, but I'm imagining that it would have been, in some ways, incredibly rewarding as well.
Yeah, well, once my daughter died, their dad moved out with the twins and Chloe.
Yes.
And obviously, but Andy had to work, so I obviously used to have to go over to Andy's house and help with all the twins.
Yes.
And Chloe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. It was very difficult. It was hard. But you know, when you're 12 and they've got no mum, you got to help them.
Absolutely. I mean, I can see that you know, it must have been incredibly, incredibly tough because you would have had to show a kind of positive outlook for the children, even though your heart was breaking into a million pieces. You've had to have been incredibly brave and resilient to do that, Jeanette, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, because you're doing that, it sort of helps, doesn't it? Because you have got them there, yes. And they're, you know, really good boys. And Chloe is, you know, just rock, really.
How old are they now?
Well, they're 21 now.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
And they're still very good boys.
And have they turned out a credit to you? I bet they have.
Yes, they have. They're
and
really,
what would you say, Jeanette, if you were advising other grandparents of the kind of the fundamental key to really having a lovely and lasting relationship with your grandchildren?
I think you've always got to be there. If they ring up and ask for anything, you know, you're there, and I'll go over there and help them out, whatever, if they needed anything. You just got to be there, really, haven't you, for them?
Absolutely, you do. And I appreciate you joining us on the program. It really is a lovely thing to hear from you.
And congratulations.
Yes, congratulations
on
winning. It's
so rare that a grandmother gets an award for anything.
True.
So
yeah.
Very, very good point. Although I have to say, thank you, Jeanette, so much. I have to say I did once win one myself.
Did you?
For grandparent, I did. Celebrity Grandparent of the Year, I did win it. It was quite a long time. This is me winning it. Look, this is my grandbaby when he was just 1. He's 11 now. And if you look very carefully, you can see me holding the trophy, which I've treasured to this very day. Grandma Celebrity Grandparent of the Year. And it was probably 2014, I think. I obviously haven't won anything since for being a good grandmother.
That's 2 of you then.
That's exactly.
I will never get I'll never get a Granny Award.
You might. Let's go to Val in the West Midlands. Hello, Val.
Hello, what a lovely picture, Vanessa.
It was
Thomas the Tank Engine.
I know, Thomas the Tank Engine, the baby and me and the award. It was a long time ago now. He's 11, he's a grown-up fellow now. But tell me about grandparents and being involved in raising your grandchildren, Val.
I'm not blessed with grandchildren at the moment, but I remember Sedge is now 27. I made an concerted effort to make sure that he got to know his grandparents. Yeah. Living in the West Midlands, they lived down south, and my husband's parents live in India. So I made sure that in the UK, I packed my bags after work on a Friday and took him down. And he thoroughly enjoyed their company, that loving, secure feeling, and they thoroughly enjoyed his company. And the same in India. We took him every single year. And if we hadn't, I don't think he would have known them as well as he does.
Yeah.
But I think to make it a burden, it's putting a lot of pressure maybe on some of the grandparents, whereas they should be really enjoying it rather than thinking it's a burden. But yeah, I think they thoroughly enjoy it. But I don't think, as a mother, I don't think I should expect my parents to look after them. But I'm quite willing for them to have them for a while.
Well, it's good to hear from you. So you've written your autobiography, and as you say, I'll try anything once, but really you'll try anything twice, 3 times, 4 times. If the grandchildren do pick up the book, and at some point there might be a rainy day, there might be nothing on telly, they might pick up the book. What do you think you'd like them to know about you or to feel about you?
I don't know. I think they probably know this already, but I think you can't pretend to be something that you're not, and that book is a sort of a history of a energetic woman who likes to interfere with everything.
Yeah, but you know how you said you wanted to call it relish originally, and we know what relish means. It means just thoroughly enjoying something, absolutely just maxing out the pleasure in things. Is that something that you would like to pass on to them?
I would. I'm not sure that you can pass on. It's really an enthusiasm and an optimism and a way of looking at life, thinking it'll all be all right, and not looking backwards, not thinking, oh my God, that was a disaster. And just is a cheerful attitude. But, you know, you can't make yourself cheerful. If you're unhappy, it's not your fault that you don't feel up to anything.